Hello and welcome to another quick look. This time I'm taking a look at the Galactic Civilization 3 by Stardock Entertainment. And it is a pretty amazing 4X game, space 4X game, which means it's explore, expand, exploit and exterminate is the 4X part. And it is such a nice game. So let's see how the game is. So I jumped into the game immediately. I made a small tiny galaxy for us to try around a bit, and I'll show you some of the key mechanics of the game. 4X games are usually extremely deep and complicated, and there's lots and lots of stuff to learn about the game, so it's kind of difficult to show all that stuff in this video. But I'll just show you the basics and let you just see how it is. So here's my Crescent, my starting colony, and it's a nice planet in there. And you start out with a few ships, some scouts, a colony ship, and lots of space to explore. And in this 4X, you have lots of different things actually in the space where you go around. In many other 4X games, it's usually just like galaxies and planets you go to and check out the planets. But in this one, you have all kinds of these asteroids and junk flying around in the sky, these artifacts, and very many things. So let's see, just move the ships for a quick show, and then go deeper into this other stuff in here. So here's one of my early scouts. So just fly around on the map, and you see other galaxies, or actually probably a star. This is a galaxy. These are star systems, and these are stars or planets. So yes, that's how it goes. And here's so this was just one of those small, tiny scout ships, which can just be used to explore around. But this is your survey ship, which you start with, and it has a special ability or a special module in it, which allows you to explore basically these anomalies, like the artifacts, and there's many kinds of different ones. So we'll just fly that into there, and I'll show you how that works as well. And then we have this colony ship you start with. But let's not go into that yet. I'll colonize one of these barely habitable planets in my star system, in my starting star system. And you have different resources on the star map here. Like you can see up here in the asteroid field, there's this different looking thing here, which is called Durantium, which is one of the, I guess, strategic resources you can get. And this helps you build certain upgrades for your ships and things that require this material. There's very limited amount of them on the map, depending of course on the settings, because you can actually do a very different settings for each playthrough. There's a huge number of different options you can do when you create your map to play on. So it's actually very nice in that sense. But there's usually not too many of these, and fighting over them is going to be one of the key things you do if you want to build some nice spaceships with some extremely powerful modules on them. Then we have this thing here. So this is one of the other things you can build. So usually in many of 4X games you can just have your planet, and it kind of pushes out stuff, and you build buildings in there. So you do that in this game as well. But in addition, you have these shipyards and star bases. I will show you a star base in a moment, which you add on the map as well. And it's a very nice mechanic in that sense. So let's actually jump into this shipyard next. And you can see some statistics. You can see them on here as well on the ships, and this is able to defend itself. Not very well, but it can. And these shipyards and building your ships is one of the bigger draw points for me, especially in this galaxy. In all galaxies, even the older ones, it was one of the key mechanics. So let's go in the management here. So this is the shipyard, and you have available ships here. So we have shapers and squatters and agents and all of these, and we can just add these to be built. You can see the stats again, and you can buy or build these. And the very nice thing about this is the designer. So let me show you the designer. So you can click on the designer here, and you can either customize your old ones, or you can do a new design. So let's jump into that. And this is extremely powerful and fun tool to use. So you can just do a tiny starter cube, or you can pick up one of these existing layouts. For example, well, let's take that one. It's small and nice and dingy. And then you can customize the look of this. You can actually, for example, let's take off those wings, and we'll put some different wings in there, or nah, actually that's not nice. Let's see if, what do we have here. Green modules. I'm not very familiar with the green design. Not my favorite race to play. So now we have a massive wing in the middle. You can rotate these, you can scale them off, so let's scale it down a bit so it looks a bit less silly. That's one part in there. And you can do basically your own ship designs the way you want, and it's very powerful. It even, as you can see, it even includes animation, so you can actually animate these as well if you want to, which are really interesting. Let's do something more. Let's put a green module antenna in the front. We need to rotate that. Oh, that's the wrong one. So we need to put that in there, and I think it's a bit too big. Maybe we'll scale it down a bit. There we go. Now we have a antenna in the front. So this is how you edit your ship. Basically, you make your base, and then you just add stuff. These are all just cosmetic, so you don't have to worry about how many parts you add or anything. This is just totally cosmetic, which allows you to just use your imagination and go nuts and do some insane ship designs with this. But then there is equip, and this is the part where you actually stick weapons and other modules into the ship. Hyperdrives to move faster, and defenses. We don't actually seem to have any weapons for this. And life support and all kinds of different modules. And these are very important for the combat portion of the game. How you design your ships is extremely important. And in here in the modules, we don't actually have anything special here at the moment. It's just the basic ones. But some of these cost the special material, like this one actually does. The thulium cost there is #1. So this one costs 1 thulium. We cannot use that. And this is actually why the initial survey ship is a very important ship for you, because it's kind of hard to actually get the survey module early on, so you have to take care of that. Well, let's put something on that. New hyperdrive in there, and then we do. Can do. Let's put some sensors. This is gonna be sensor ship. Double sensors there, and we should probably have a sensor in the front as well. We can rotate these parts as well. Just flick this around. Well, definitely flicking it now. So there. Now we have strange small sensor ship. We are full of parts now. Here you can see your manufacturing costs and maintenance and all these moves and other information about the ship. And we'll save it, and we'll call it the sensor ship. It's not a big sensor ship. You can save it as a template. You can also write some information there if you want to. And here is a battle roll. This affects actually quite a lot in the combat, so I will show you and explain a bit later. This is the role your ship will do, and the combat in this game is automated. You don't actually do the combat yourself. So that's why the designing of your fleet and your ships is very important, because you need to beforehand decide your tactic and how you fight the enemy. So you need to make a fleet composition that supports itself and is good against certain other enemy compositions. So the support, the role here, the battle role is very important in that sense. And you can see that if I change between these, there's interceptors, and this primary targets the Guardians, and second targets escorts. This assault goes for escorts and capital ships. So you want to make ships that are good for the role. We'll do just a support out of that, and we're done. So now in the shipyard here we have the censure ship, and I can just build one. In there it takes quite a lot of time, so I'm gonna cancel that. And we can just buy one. It's fairly cheap. So we'll just rush one of these out. So that's a pretty cool ship we made. Very quickly. And you can really go ham on that and make some insane ships. So, that is that. Let's jump next to the research, as it seems to be the next thing down here. So, here's our research robot. And there's 4 different trees of research in this game. And each race has their kind of different looking technology tree. Although it is fairly similar between the races. But they're like the descriptions for stuff, especially on some races like your, differ very much from the others. So it's fun fluff lore there as well, included in this. And you have different technological ages here. So there's Age of Expansion, Age of War, and Age of Ascension down here. And it corresponds to the technology tree here. So this is the expansion technology tree, so you can see that the Age of Expansion is this part, then it turns into the Age of War, and there's the Age of Ascension, and then there's the victory condition for winning the game on the science victory, one of these, beyond mortality. And there's quite a lot of stuff in these. Each of these trees are fairly expansive, and they include specializations. So you need to specialize in certain things, which might block you off on some other stuff. Like there's a military specialization here, defense specialization down here, and weapons, and you go through the tree, and it also adds to the replayability of the game, because there's a lot of different things you can do with this science in here, and depending also on which victory condition you are going for. But let's get back to the research here. I'm gonna go with what do we want? Kind of want to get the star bases so we can show you. Yeah, let's do the xeno-industrialization there. So next up, that's the science basically. Next up, let's go into the Chryseth and show you the colony. So this is the colony, or planets where you build stuff, and let me actually go back here and show you. So each planet, as you can see in the information box there, is a class something Earth-like, or a class something. For example, these are class 4 barely habitable, class 4 barely habitable, and there's varying sizes of planets and varying well, habitables. Like this is a barely, and this is a Earth-like, and there's like a paradise and stuff like that. So let's go back to the colony here. And the glass size, like this one was 8, actually affects how many of these buildable slots the planet has. Each planet always has the colony capital, or basically where you basically founded your colony. So that's the first building here, and then some slots like in here. So it's 1 in here and 7 of these others. They usually have also like different these bonuses. Like there is Ancient Wonders in this one, which increases your influence, which I need to explain in a moment. And there's a tourism bonus as well. Tourism basically is one of the ways to earn money, and a very small amount of influence as well. And then there is these special resources, like this Helios ore, is tradable resource, 1 per player, gives you a plus 5% capacity on your ships. And just having these it's quite nice. There's approval bonuses and defense bonuses and all kinds of different bonuses from these materials, and you can use them as a trade goods with other players. So owning these are very nice. Down here you can see your information, manufacturing, research, money, and what influence, and all this information about the planets your population, how much food you're producing, so you get population growth. Or if you're Yor, you need to produce actually manufacture your population because they're robots. And on this side you see here is all the buildings you can construct. Some of the buildings can be upgraded, like the factories and some of the research labs and stuff like that. Once you build them, they can be upgraded. And there are some buildings as well, like the Durantium refinery. Durantium was one of the strategic resources. You actually require 1 Durantium to build this, but it gives you quite a lot of manufacturing bonus. And you can just click on the building, like this one. Usually when I build my first planet, it's usually just full of basic factories and maybe a building or two for approval, so they're not too unhappy. So you just click on the slot where you want to build your building, like there, and then you just queue up things. Let me actually cancel that. So when you just place a normal building like this in there, it shows you basically that it's coming here. But this is the very, very important mechanic of this game. Buildings affect each other, basically. What are next to them, and factories give bonus to each other. As you can see on the bottom there, bonus to addition improvements, +1 level to manufacturing. So when you have a ball of manufacturing buildings, they all work better. On this planet, it's kind of difficult to build them next to each other, other than there, because there's not really a slots here that are close to each other, so we cannot really capitalize on the bonus here. Especially the colony capital here gives 1 bonus to research, approval, population, manufacturing, and all of the others there. So kind of sad it's on the island there, where we cannot really get the bonus. But sometimes you get some nice planets where you can do that, where you can just make a massive ball. There's also a research that improves some of these bonuses, and some buildings that also are basically just to boost the bonus. Like solar panel is one of those. You can stick it next to the factories and it boosts all the factories around. So placement of buildings is very important, and doing it correctly. You can also get some research later on, like the planet habitation. Anyways, there's at least 3 different upgrades you can get in the game, which actually allows you to unlock like extra tiles. So you basically make the planet nicer to live on, which gives you more buildable area. And you can actually choose which tile you take. You cannot see them yet. You need to actually unlock the science, and there's basically different levels of those, and the last level gives you access to slots that the other ones don't. Like the first science might give me like a slot for here or here or something like that, and the other one gives me the same ones and then some more. So you can use those to even further the influence, not the influence, the adjacency bonus for these buildings. But yeah, this planet will be mainly factories. You can always just destroy the buildings as well if you need to change things. I usually just make a bunch of factories, and when I actually unlock the approval bonus building, I just destroy one of the factories and put it there. So, and you can make also shipyards in your planet here, which will actually pop the shipyard outside your planet, like the one we saw earlier where we designed the ship. And you can also do economic stimulation culture festival for influence, growth, and money, and there's also research bonus, so you can make the planet produce some more if you don't want to construct any buildings, or if you have all buildings built or all slots filled, then there is nothing else to really do than make a shipyard or push out some extra money or whatever. But anyways, that's the planet there. You can also govern these planets, each planet like this, and you can change basically what the focus on the planet is here. So up here is money, research, and manufacture on there, and you can see how it affects the values here. And usually specializing planets for one thing. Firstly, like making only factories in a planet or making science buildings in there, and then focusing on like what do you need. But eventually you kind of want to hover toward the middle as well in certain planets. And you can also focus on social or military manufacture there. I usually don't play too much with this. I usually keep it kind of in the middle. And you can also have the planet upgrade improvements, which is nice. So once you build your all factories or research centers, it automatically queues up the upgrades as well, and that's very nice. So, done. So now I can show you the colonization, as we now basically have all the information about the planet done, and I'll show you how to colonize. So let's go. I like the beta, or actually gamma looks nice. They're kind of same class, but this one looks much bigger. So let's go get that. So here we are colonizing the planet. We're calling this the default name, and there we go. So we get this nice first colonization event. There's a small cutscene when you do things first time. This is the colonization. There's also Starbase and many others. So done. And this planet is, well, it was size 4. So there is 4 tiles. One of them are used for the capital here, and then there is another ancient wonder here. I think this is gonna be one of the research planets. So we'll just queue up research in here. So that's how you get new planets. And you can also govern them straight from here. I'm gonna push this into manufacturing as well. It makes the buildings first, and then I will get to science after that, or in the middle. Get some money and science. So there we go. That's done. So that's pretty much the first turn done. So we've done designer, govern. You have some more information here in the govern option. You see all your planets, what they're doing. You see the economy, so you can actually do a basically your empire-wide focus here. I usually don't. I do it per planet. Then there's commands. Here's a trade window. We don't actually have xenocommerce yet. Trade basically works. You have available licenses, and then you just build a trade ship and fly to the enemy. No, sorry, not enemy. Your trade partner's planet, and you get a trade route, and it automatically generates some use of money. And then there's also a timeline, what has happened. Diplomacy is up here. We don't know anyone yet. You can see major races and minor races through here, and you can do some diplomacy with them. We'll hopefully see someone soon. And then you have victory conditions. So this is of course important for you. So you want to aim for a victory condition, and there is several different ones in this one, and you can see the 5 of them here. So there is a conquest victory, so you need to physically defeat all the other races. There's 4 races in this small area, so I need to kill basically all the other ones. Then we have an influence victory. I need to actually explain the influence first. So let me actually pop to this. So the influence in this game is this area, the orange area, or whatever your race happens to be. So these are the tiles you basically have in your empire. And if you hover over you can see how it kind of starts to flow out of your owned area. And if you hover over these, you can see information like this, the influence there. So we have 100% there, although it's very little, only 0.2. And it slowly spreads outside here, and this is the influence range. So you slowly spread your influence out of your planets and your star bases. And influence victory is that you control 75% of the map with your influence. Influence is actually a very nice mechanic, because you can do influence wars against the enemies, and you will do influence wars against the enemies, especially once your borders start to touch each other's. And it's a kind of tug of war, who has more influence. You can boost your starbase with influence rings and make them push some more, and you can also focus in the planets here. You can build like these consulates that increase the influence and approval, so it pushes a bit more influence, and you're gonna get research for that, and it's a valid victory condition. One thing that is very nice about the influence is also that you can spread the influence over enemy planets as well. And once your influence gets well, basically covers the tile where the planet is, it starts to get really unhappy being in there, progressively more unhappy, and it takes a while, but it starts to rebel. And once it starts to rebel, it's just a downhill from there. And you can actually take over the planet with the influence. When it hits the 100% rebellion, the planet is yours. So it's a very powerful way of taking over enemies. It actually also works. You don't even need to declare a war. You can just spread your influence and take their planets. They are not gonna be happy about it, but they can only declare war on you to fight that, really, or boost their own influence. So let's click few turns, get the research done, and try to get stuff done. I'm gonna put this on a shutdown, the shipyard, so we don't build anything out of there until we get the star bases. So we have a few ships here. I'm gonna just fly around, do some exploration. Here's some more of those items. There's a shipyard and space, ship graveyard and space junk, and more durantium. You go get the artifact for me. So there's the first anomaly surveyed. Done. Description. Mysterious hardware. So we get 25% bonus on research. So these always give you money, research, and different things. Even upgrades to your fleet on the ship graveyard. Or you can actually find even ships in there. So it's quite nice. So this one boosts our research by a nice value. Let's head towards the grave shipyard so I can show you. Sorry, ship graveyard to show you the combat mechanics, because there is bound to be pirates in there. I actually saw my influence area grow there right now. Actually, there's a shipyard right there. Let's go there. And this is one of the other things you can see in the map. This is a radiation storm. And not very happy area. You get minus 25 hit points and moves in there and sensor range. So fighting in there is very bad idea. Oh, look at that. Jackson 3. Class 12 Lush. Serene planet. So it has influence curve and morale bonus. That's a nice planet. The type of planet we all want to retire to. Yeah, we should have probably colonized that instead of... Actually, let's make a colony ship. Why not? So we resume this. We... actually buy. Let's buy that. Just rush one of those and colonize the Jackson there. And now the ship is done, so we load up some population in there, and we'll fly to the Jackson. And shipyard is idle again. We'll shut it down. The shipyard has sponsors, as you can see, these lines in there. So this one actually takes some manufacturer from the planets, and you can add and remove more sponsors for these. So you can edit the sponsors. So we could remove these or add more planets when we have more planets. So a single shipyard can build quick if you have a lot of planets supporting it, but it will take manufacturer from the planets. So you might want to keep the small planets that don't have much yet out of the sponsor system there, and just let them build their buildings first. We'll just click on turn here, and we have an idle ship here. So this is one of the ship graveyards, and there's bound to be pirates in there. Oh no, we actually not. We just found another ship there. Oh, I'll take it. Let's hope there is a pirate, because I really want to show you the... I'm not sure if I put the pirates on. I hope I put the pirates on. We'll just declare a war on someone smaller than us if needed. Here's our range for the ships, so you can see this corner here. So we cannot fly further than this, we cannot go there. And this is not based on your galaxy or your empire size or anything. This is based on ships themselves. So you can add modules that increase the range, and you get signs that also increase the range. Yes, there's pirates. So let's engage. And there's a battle information here. So we have a green unit here, 3 pirates. This is actually not looking very good. And like I said, in this game the combat is not the strong points. Well, it depends which kind of space combat you want. It's quick, and you don't control the ship yourself. They just do your thing based on what modules and how you build the ship and what roles you gave them and your fleet composition. So in that sense, some people like it that way. I personally prefer turn-based space combat, and some people like real-time space combat. So there's stuff for everyone. This one is not difficult for me, but I'm sure a lot of other people enjoy this because it offers you the option of pre-designing and planning beforehand what to do. But I kind of like to control the ships as well. So you can do a quick battle, which just makes them shoot each other and shows you the result. But you can also view the battle, and I like this quite a lot. So let's go and view the battle. We also got something from there. So here's the battle view, and you can see the ships fighting, and you have some. You can pause this, and you can change the camera mode here. So we're gonna go with the cinematic and see how the ships fight, and we'll continue this. And up here you can see our fleet points, their fleet points, how many ships there's on each side, our sides. So there goes one ship. You can see them all down here as well. So we blew up that ship. You can see that there's a bit of damage, quite a lot of damage actually on our ship here. I think we missed a missile there. Our survey ship it's decently powerful to start with, but I really should have brought maybe with some of the scouts, or build a couple of the smaller ships to help when fighting on these. We barely won. 24 HP. And here is the statistics and what actually happened. So there was some misses. They actually missed me. Oh no, this is me. So I missed a few shots there. Hopefully, yeah. They actually hit basically all their shots. I missed some shots, but that's basically how the combat works. And you see information here. When you start to get later in the game and you have big fleets and you have carriers and stuff, there is a lot of different ships on the field there, and the cinematic view is just amazing to watch. And we got Faith, small escort ship. We just parked that in a fleet with the survey ship. So now we can go get some more ship graveyards. It's probably not a good idea, but we'll see. Idle ship. You go here. Actually, I just realized that I put everything in the. Let's do some science so we get the science done. I put everything in the manufacturing and not anything in the science, so we're never gonna get the science. There we go. So we have industrialization now, and there's some information about that. These change between the race as well, so your race especially has like a very nice information about killing the meat bags. So let's choose the next one. So here's the specialization I was saying, so you can choose where to specialize in the industrial specialization. This gives 10% to manufacturing, this one gives science, and this one gives manufacturing costs cheaper. Let's go with the 10% manufacturing for now. And now we can go in the shipyard here, and we can build the... No, actually we could build this earlier. No, this is a new ship. So this is the... Resume. This is the Starbase builder. So we'll just buy one, rush it out to show it to you. Go here, colonize the planet, Jackson, and we didn't get this on the first planet because you don't get it in your home system. But each planet you colonize has a colonization event, like this one. So there are some aggressive natives on this planet, and you can choose between 3 options: the benevolent, the pragmatic, or a malevolent option. Each option gives you always a same amount of points on that ideology, and there's also different bonuses you can gain from doing that. So, for example, in this one we could ramp up our native outreach efforts, which reduces our population growth but gives a lot of influence bonus. And we can go for keep colonists in the defensive fortification at all times, gives us a minus approval but gives productivity, or we can just kill the natives to get some Malevolent bonus. Malevolent ones are usually very nice. Wipe the natives out. Well, wipe out the ones that don't hide. If they hide somewhere, they're fine. So, we'll just go with the pragmatic option for this. Yeah, actually, let's go with that. No, that's fine. Let's go with that. And here we have a new planet. So we have Tulim Catalyst here, which gives us sensor range on everything. And then we have some ancient ruins for tourism and research and some influence. And here's one of the buildings that I said. This is a colony unique antimatter power plant, and it gives a lot of bonus to everything. So in this planet, it actually, if we had an antimatter, we need that for that. We could first, for example, queue up these in here, these factories, and in the middle we could put the bonus building, so it would boost all of these. We'll just queue up all of those, and done. That's a nice planet. Here's actually a black hole. There's usually a antimatter. So the different resources usually go with, well, they always go with certain areas of space. So antimatter is always close to edges of the black hole. Durantium is in the asteroid fields and so on and so on. Let's see if we can fight a bit more. Just a quick battle this time. Toasted but not buried. We actually lost the survey ship. So now we have only 2 fates. And since we got the the pragmatic bonus, so which shows one of the colonization event bonuses, we got some ideology points, so now we can actually pick an ideology. So here's the different ideologies: benevolent, pragmatic, and malevolent. And each of them have 4 different categories with 5 different levels. And you can mix and match between these, but the cost goes higher all the time. And we have 10 points to spend, and we can choose one of these starter ones. Like this one gives me a preparedness center, which is a building you can build, and it keeps adding you more and more pragmatic points. So this is usually a very nice option early on. So you can, for example, now we have 3 planets. We could stick 3 of these, get 3 pragmatic points every 10 turns, and we could dip into more of these bonuses. It's generally a good idea to stick to one of these, unless you need like one of these bonuses from one of the trees. Because there's some very nice stuff on the first tier as well. Like this one gives you 3 constructor vessels, which is for the star bases, so you can build or upgrade star bases with those. And you can also retrofit those ships for something else. So this is a very powerful start usually, when you know what to do. This one gives you a free trader, and no one will declare war on you for the next 50 turns. This can be a game changer in some points as well, so you might want to unlock these. These are usually focused on Chimeras, the pragmatic, in the Chimeras, and building starbase and stuff like that, and diplomacy. Benevolent is a lot of research, like this one gives you free research points, this one gives you a 10% research bonus for all of them. They also have a missionary center, which is the same as the pragmatic building, that gives you points, and so on and so on. And malevolent is surprisingly focused on war and ships, like this one gives you a free warship and stuff like that. Well, we're gonna go with the constructor there. I built that. So now we have a bunch of these constructors. So I'm gonna fly one of them here. They're basically spaceships, and you can use them to build one of them goes here, and you go here. So you can use these to build star bases. So we'll actually have 4 of them this turn, because we rushed out one. So there's an antimatter there. Did we rush it out? I thought we did. Oh, there it is. And you guys go. Check that there. I have a bit too many of these, to be honest. Actually, let's keep you there. So you could command this, and you could upgrade it to a different ship. So you could do, for example, you could make a colony ship out of this. So that's the powerful start. You get 3 of them, and you upgrade them into, say, colony ships, and colonize the galaxy. So let's park this here. Oops, we have an idle ship there. finish the turn. So now this this one is a squatter or a colony ship. We don't have anything to colonize really. So actually no, we can colonize that. So we can get some extra planets quickly this way, and we can get you there. So you command here, and you can either construct a shipyard with these or a starbase. We want starbases. So here's our first starbase, and it increases your influence range around the starbase immediately. And you can manage this. So starbases have this core module, and then you have different modules you can add to them. You have the rings, and you have different like systems you can put there. For example, for this, this was kind of on the edge there, so I'm gonna put a cultural ring. This one gives me influence growth on this, and influence growth bonus as well. Economic ring gives you construction bonuses, so this is actually like a mining base, more or less. No, it's actually, sorry, no, it's not a mining base. This is a this improves the construction of the planets nearby, and this one increases your spaceship combat abilities near it. So we'll just do that, add a ring there. And if you fly more of these constructor vessels here, you can pick more modules. Although we currently have only the starbase defense, but there's like a bunch of different ones, so you can do with this. You can also get more of these upgraded rings, like upgraded influence and whatever for those. And I just realized I made an error explaining things earlier. So this range from the planets actually affects this range. It's not totally based on your ship range. It's your ship range from the closest planet, so it does affect the planet as well. But it's also based on ships as well. Let's do a research, so we get a manufacturing specialization. Let's get interstellar travel to move faster. Let's see. I think that's actually pretty much most of the basic mechanics of the game I've shown you. I think this is pretty much a quick, nice look for the game. So there's a lot of stuff to do in this game. We actually haven't seen any alien race yet, but we'll let that remain a mystery, what they look like. Ooh, actually there's an Ascension crystal there. Oh yes, I got short on the victory screen, because we went to the influence and I showed the other stuff. So there's technological victory, which I kinda touched on already in the research. So you need to research different things and then construct Ascension gate. Then there's Ascension victory, and this thing here actually reminded me about that. So this is an Ascension crystal, one of these engine thingies from the precursors floating in space, and you need to build a starbase next to it, do some xenoarchaeology next to it, and it gives you starts to give you these ascension points every turn, or aura points, and you need to get 3,000 of them to win the game, and then you need to control majority of the ascension crystals in the galaxy. So that's the Ascension victory. And then there's a diplomatic victory as well, you ally with everyone. So that's basically the game now. So we couldn't see the enemy races yet. Actually, yeah. But as I said, there's a lot of stuff, and it's a very deep game, and it's very, very well done. I played a bit of the multiplayer with some of my viewers and friends, and the multiplayer is supremely fun as well. There's only one big problem with the multiplayer, and it's that the turns come after each other, and it's a bit slow in that way, but still a lot of fun. And the game also, let's actually jump to the main menu. I'll show you some things there. So we'll just exit there. The game has tutorials in here, which I haven't actually done because I kind of know how these games usually work. But you can jump into the tutorial and get some information how to play basics of the game. Then you have a campaign, and usually 4X games do not have campaign. This one does. It's a 3-mission campaign, so it's fairly short. But it took me like about 8 hours to complete, which is actually pretty decent length for a campaign. So it puts you in the hands of Terran fleet, and you need to get back to the Earth in 3 missions. First you make a foothold in the nearby space, and then you move on from there. And it's actually a very nice way to get into the game. and understand some of the mechanics. So I would suggest doing like a tutorial first, then doing the campaign, and then going into the full-blown sandbox mode. And as I said, there's the multiplayer here, so we could jump into Moozolf's game in here, or we could make our own game here. And this is the same as making your single-player playthrough options, and you can choose the same ones in here. I'll show you it in the new game. So you can pick your race. There's 8 races, and you can make your custom races. So basically, there's endless races. You can really make your own, whatever you want. We'll go with the Iconians for now. And you can choose your galaxy type. There's quite many different sizes, and the bigger ones, like it says, excessive, insane. They are excessive and insane. They are massively, insanely big. And if you don't have a beastly PC, you might have some issues with some of the bigger ones. I know I have, and I'm not even gonna try the insane because it will make my PC cry. And you can choose what kind of galaxy it is also. Random, spiral, loose clusters, tight clusters, and scatter. Then you have different galaxy options here. Star frequency, asteroid frequency, and different ascensions, and basically everything you can affect. You can choose victory conditions. There was the turn limit, which we didn't see, but the other 5 we saw in the small game I did there. Turn limit is also one of those. I usually turn it off because I like the turn limit, and I just go with the other ones. And then you choose galaxy difficulty, game pacing, battle paces, and all these options. Modern races are fun as well. We didn't actually have any on the playthrough we did there, but there is a small races also you can communicate with. They usually have like 1 planet and some demands, and but they're quite nice to have in the game. I like the minor races a lot. There are some really crazy looking minor races, and they add some spice to the game as well. And then you can choose your opponents and what their level is as well. But usually I like the normal. The difficulty on those has been done in a way I usually don't prefer. So they get bonuses for things, and not actual more intelligence. Although that was improved a bit, so they do get some intelligence as well now. So that's good. But anyways, that's basically the game, and I highly recommend. If you like 4X games, especially 4X space games, this is one to get. People have complained that it's a lot of the same as the Galaxy 2, and it is actually, but it's like the same product, but so much more fine-tuned and improved. So I highly recommend check this out. And thank you for watching. It's a bit long quick look this time. You can find some more quick looks on my YouTube channel and in the curator page, and you can also see me play games like this and some other builder management and strategy games on my twitch.tv/Bellonar livestream. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.